All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Floyd Mayweather Jr. speaks out about the Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford fight and makes a very interesting observation that I'm quite sure a lot of people are not going to like, but it is what it is. The great Floyd Mayweather has spoken, and we're going to cover what he said. Let's do that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Floyd Mayweather Jr. speaks out for the first time that I'm aware of in the aftermath of the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford fight, gives you his impressions very briefly of the fight, and says something that I'm sure is going to rub a lot of fake Terrence Crawford fans the wrong way. But it is what it is. It's what the man said. Let's talk about it. Now, before I do that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. But let's get into this. Errol Spence Jr. and Floyd and Terrence Crawford fought the weekend of July 29th in a fight that wound up being a lopsided win for Terrence Crawford. And now Floyd Mayweather, in an interview that took place on Fight Hype, has given his thoughts on the fight and is echoing some things that a lot of people have said, but actually throws something else in there about the fight and what he thinks Errol Spence Jr. should do moving forward. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. If you don't, I understand. You can hit the dislike button. If you do like the content, however, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon. And also thank you to everybody that supports the channel. But Floyd Mayweather Jr. says that the best man won. First and foremost, he said the best man won that night, that being Terrence Crawford. And that he believed that, and implied that he believed that Errol Spence Jr., and he said if he was in Errol Spence Jr.'s corner and advising people in Errol Spence Jr.'s corner about what to do, that he would say that Errol Spence should never fight at 147 again, and went one step further and said that if it was he wouldn't even fight at 154 pounds, that Errol Spence Jr. should move all the way up to 160 pounds and fight at 160 pounds because it is obvious that he can't make that weight, and he did not have anything really in him in that fight at the 147-pound weight. Now, this is an observation that has been made by a lot of people about what Errol Spence Jr. looked like in that fight. And I think that Errol Spence Jr. himself had been saying for a while that he can't make that weight class is killing him, but he's a man of his word. He was going to stay there and fight Terrence Crawford at 147 pounds and try to complete his journey for strap season. And that did not work out. Now, he has a rematch clause with Terrence Crawford for another fight in the fight, Terrence Crawford said, Errol Spence Jr. said, hopefully we can make this fight at 154 before the end of the year. But Floyd Mayweather Jr. has taken it a step further and saying that he should ask for that rematch or fight moving forward at 160 or 168 pounds. Now, if you look at how long Errol Spence Jr. has been at 147 pounds, and the fact that he's considered by many to be a big guy, my understanding is that he's walking around somewhere in the 170-pound range. That makes sense that he should be fighting at middleweight. at this time in his career. And it's probably a smart move if he listened to Floyd Mayweather. Now, there's some other things that Floyd said in the interview, two things that I have to tap in on, which really, one of them, I just is like a biggest no kidding in the history of boxing, in my opinion. Well, not the history of boxing, but it's a big no kidding. And the other one is, Floyd, you're kidding yourself. Have to say it as a lifelong Muhammad Ali fan, man. Floyd. But look, he got a thing with Muhammad Ali, I'm telling you. But the first thing that he says is, look, to all of these fighters that say they're with the PBC, and he said he's not specifically talking about Errol, but people that say that they are fighting at the PBC and they're represented by Al Haymon, he said, if you're represented by Al Haymon and if you're represented by the PBC, you are represented by Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I just have a hard time understanding why people do not get that Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself founded Floyd Mayweather Promotions before there was the PBC. And that was when he was fighting on Golden Boy in co-promotional deals, fighting Golden Boy fighters. But once they broke away from HBO and moved over to Showtime, it was at that point in time where when the PBC started coming along, it was very clear that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the big name and the big driving force, along with Al Haymon, with the PBC, the money that was lent to the PBC, or not lent to the money, invested in the PBC by that big investment banking firm that allowed them to do the things that they did in the beginning. It's very, very clear that is Floyd Mayweather. Also, that relates to Errol Spence Jr., man, I absolutely think that Floyd is somebody that Errol Spence Jr. should probably listen to, because he's been where Errol Spence Jr. is, knows about making those weight classes. And yeah, without a doubt, I think he's right about Errol needing to definitely never fight at 147 again. 154, if he can get to 160. Now, those are bigger guys fighting at 160. But if you have the skills, hey man, that's what you should do. This is Terrence Crawford's third weight class. So he is very, very comfortable at 147 pounds because, his body's, he's able to have his body all the way filled out. And it may be the case that Errol doesn't have his body filled all the way out until he gets to 160 so that he can really be at full strength. So, I really do feel what Floyd Mayweather Jr. is saying in this instance. Now, one of the things that he did get into, which was about how, the comparisons of people making comparisons to him, and how, really what it says about him that fighters that are coming up after him are being compared to him. He didn't address the Terrence Crawford comparisons. But he did say, even like all these other guys, he said, Muhammad Ali is compared to me. No, man, stop, Floyd, stop. No, you're compared to Muhammad Ali, man. It is not the other way around, brother. It is not the other way around. But you gotta admit, you gotta admire his accomplishments. You gotta acknowledge his and appreciate his belief in himself. But most of that interview I can go with. Nah, man, I ain't trying to hear it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.